Hello everyone and welcome back. First, I am not actually dressed up for the theme of today's video. My Renaissance Fair costume just happened to arrive moments before I sat down to film and I couldn't wait. I really wanted to try it on. Today's video will be very short and sweet, but hopefully exciting because I'm announcing our 2024 annual Halloween book club. For those of you who might be unfamiliar, I run a year-round Discord group about all things horror. The link for it will be down below. It's a very casual Discord group where we just talk about horror books, TV shows, movies, but around Halloween time every year, we like to have some actual more formal book discussions where we vote on a couple of books to read around Halloween time. So today's video, I'm just going to talk about how to vote, the timing to vote, and what the book choices are. But please, if you don't mind, before voting, just watch this video until the end, just so you know the information and rules. So the link for the Discord group will be down below, as I mentioned, and you will see that there is a book polls tab, and that is where the 7 different books to choose from will be located. All you have to do is tap the pumpkin emoji next to the corresponding book that you are interested in. You can vote for as many books as you like, and then the top 2 that win will be our book club picks. Voting will be open until September 22nd, and then on the evening of September 23rd, the top 2 book clubs reading channels will be created. But if you're new to it, if you scroll around inside the Discord group, it'll make a little bit more sense. Once the 2 winners are announced, they will have their own discussion channels created on the left-hand side and with corresponding kind of chapter or page number section. So that way you can post your comments as you're reading along into the corresponding section. You just want to make sure you post your comments in the correct chapter or section so you're not accidentally spoiling the experience for anyone else. And there's also an information and rules tab. So again, if you're new to Discord or you're just new to this Discord group, please make sure you check out the information and rules first. And the last thing I will mention before I mention the 7 books briefly is that there is an introduce yourself section. Please say, you don't have to obviously say your first and last name. You can keep it private if you want. But if you want to say maybe where in the world you're located and what you love about horror, maybe some of your favorite books or movies, that would be wonderful, just so we can all get to know each other a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to mention just what the 7 books are. There were 8 picks, but unfortunately Grady Hendrix's newest book was on this list, but I was mistaken. It was supposed to come out in August 2024, but it was pushed back until January 2025. So that's unfortunate. That's why there's 7 now and not 8. But the first choice is Incidents Around the House by Josh Malerman. And this centers around an 8-year-old girl named Bella who lives with her parents and grandma Ruth, and Bella is haunted by an entity she refers to as Other Mommy, which is a malevolent presence that repeatedly asks, "Can I go inside your heart?" I have heard from a few people who have read this that it is supposed to be absolutely terrifying. I think a lot of people are excited about this one. If Josh Malerman sounds familiar, he wrote Bird Box. Next up is I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. This takes place in 1989 Texas, in a small town where Tolly Driver is a good kid, but he's about to be cursed to kill for revenge. And in this, Stephen Graham Jones explores the Texas he grew up in and a shared sense of unfairness of being on the outside through the slasher horror genre. And I know a lot of us really love Stephen Graham Jones. So maybe you want to do Incidents Around the House if you want something more supernatural, or maybe you're going to vote for I Was a Teenage Slasher if you're more interested in the slasher genre. Then I always like to throw in a classic horror option. So for this one, we have Rebecca. It feels funny to give a short summary of this, but this is about a young, unnamed woman who marries a wealthy widower and moves to his grand estate. Once there, she finds herself overshadowed by the lingering presence of Rebecca. Somehow, I have never, ever read this, and I would really like to during the fall. Also, I am sick, so apologies if my voice sounds a little bad. Then we have Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. Our protagonist is the Thin Kid, and he is the sole surviving member of a 1993 film shoot for a notorious horror movie. Decades after the original production, which led to tragedy and only released a few scenes, Hollywood aims to reboot the film. As the Thin Kid revisits his haunting memories, the novel blurs the lines between reality and fiction. And I know a lot of us, similar to some of the other authors mentioned, really love Paul Tremblay. Then is A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. King Fisher. I like to have a variety of choices here. We have some supernatural, some slasher, some classics. This is more the horror/fantasy genre. This follows Cordelia, who lives with her manipulative mother Evangeline in a small village. When they move to the estate of a wealthy squire, the story shifts into kind of more of this gothic narrative. as Cordelia begins to understand the depth of her mother's manipulation. And a line that really caught me was, their house doesn't have any doors between the rooms, which I thought was really eerie. But I just love T. Kingfisher's characters. They tend to be kind of, even though it's spooky, they tend to be really heartwarming and just kind of lovable as well. So I think that could be a fun pick too. Just two more. We have Haunt Sweet Home by Sarah Pinksker. And this follows Mara, who starts working as a night shift production assistant on her cousin's ghost hunting and home makeover reality TV show. Her job involves creating fake scares to frighten homeowners, but things take a turn when real supernatural events begin to occur on the set. I'm unashamed to say I love some reality TV, so that does sound fun. And then last but not least, unsurprisingly, we've got a Stephen King in here, and that is his newest novel, You Like It Darker, which is a collection of 12 short stories. So those are the 7 to choose from. I will have the Goodreads links all below in case you want to maybe check out some reviews and maybe a more in-depth plot summary before you vote. But it's a very fun, nice group that does tend to pick up around this time of year, unsurprisingly. So we would love to see some new people join if you would like. We have one section, for example, that's about all things horror, and then we also have another section that's about discussing things that are kind of non-horror related. Also, if you want to see me decorate for Halloween, I did that at the end of my last video where I had a book haul. So if you want to see a little bit of Halloween decor, I did that there. I feel like I need a fainting couch with this dress so I can lay down and feel really sickly, which is how I'm currently feeling. But happy voting, and if anyone has any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. But happy Halloween reading, everyone. Bye.